Glorp dogs. They're not just a meal, they're a lifetime companion in your intestines.
Recording.
Cool.
Did you watch any of the Gorbo?
Oh my lord, amazing. I didn't want it to end.
There's so many of them. This person is
Really?
like prolific. It just came up on my For You page and I was like, oh my God. And I showed Erin and her eyes were just like,
It's fantastic. How is it's current,
it's really good.
recently produced madness?
I think so. Yeah. I suspect also, so there's this person, supposedly it's a Chinese creator that's creating these like meme, this is what you wanted, right? Sir Cheeto. And it's like really large Americans working in factories really slowly, AI as well. It feels like the same vibe or like maybe the same tool is creating them.
Okay.
But there's a link to this. It's called Blacklight, the TikTok channel with a V and an exclamation point.
So yeah.
Just absolutely wild AI generated content that's really, it's like entertaining, but also just like surreal at the same time.
Very surreal, wonderfully absurd. Right. Yeah, I like it. Ticks a lot of boxes for me.
Have we talked about how I keep having this thought that like when a show ends that I really love, like Severance, for example, has ended, new seasons,
Don't tell me. I
new
haven't
shows.
finished.
I won't, but I've just had this thought that like we're not far off from a place where I can just go, hey, I really loved Severance. Can you just make me a few more episodes? It's gonna happen.
I think they'd be terrible.
I'm sure they would, but like, would you take that over nothing left? Yeah, it could be absolutely like I want to go in this direction with the show. Can you make me some more?
I want to
I
include
think it's
myself.
possible.
I want to be a character
Put me in the show.
Severance. See, I
Right.
see the more immediate potential for like absurd fan fiction. I want to be in it, or I want this to happen.
Sure.
But
Book
I think
talk.
like I was watching an episode last night. We're about 4 episodes behind the finale, and it's just so bloody well done.
Mm-hmm.
Every shot, Justin. I'm not going to be one of those social media Severance fanboys, but I just don't think you can spin up the essence of it.
No, it'll be simple. Like that's what's great about this surreal Blacklight AI dude is he's leaning into the surrealness. And like there's this one game show one that I watched, and when it's like a dating show and he's like dating like crazy killer characters, and every time that like the host isn't talking, he's like tweaking out in the background like Men in Black or something, and it's just hilarious. But it's like obvious that the AI is just tweaking out and it can't handle like it doesn't know what the guy should be doing when he's not talking. It's just all here. I'm looking at it right now, live playing in the background.
I need this one too. I need these in my life.
Yeah, it's. Did that play out loud?
Nah. There's a great book by William Gibson called Pattern Recognition. I don't know if I've mentioned it before.
I think we've talked about
one of my favorite books, so I probably have mentioned it before. It's written well before. It's written in internet land, but well before AI. And there's a part of the book sort of is about this footage that's being made and distributed on the internet, and like no one really knows how it's made, whether it's crafted frame by frame by some secretive creator. But anytime I see something like truly weird and absurd like this, I always think back to this book. Like it's like this content coming out that's just, I don't know. That's it. It leans in, as you say, it leans into the qualities of AI video production.
Right.
It's just like
Yeah, it just reminds me of those like design school things. It's like if you can't fix it or you can't make it perfect, like accentuate it, like
Yeah.
don't try to hide the mismatch, just make it really extreme.
Yep.
Yeah. I there's few things anymore, especially that's AI that are generated where I think we've been around them so much and playing with them that you just like don't get excited. And I was just like, this is 5 minutes long. Oh my God, what am I watching? This is fantastic. Oh, it's moving around in my stomach.
Yes. Wonderful. What's happening over there?
It's happening. Well, I'm working on a new product that we spun up the concept of last week. Some work holding stuff. And I mean, that's been a theme of thoughts of new products for quite a while for us. And we still have some like in different states of finished. This is a completely different product that meshes a few ideas. I'm going to be frustratingly vague, but
Yeah, tell
we're
me.
hoping to have it available in the month of April still. So
Oh, right.
it's
Okay, so
coming
it's imminent.
fast. Hopefully, yeah. Assuming I don't know. Maybe the whole world doesn't change its trade policies again or something weird like that.
Oh, why? How and why would that happen? Can I ask, is the base plate aluminium or steel
It's
or something
aluminum.
else?
I can't even say it how you say it.
Go on.
Aluminum. Can't do it. I can't do it. Can you say it like I do?
Aluminum.
Yeah, that's easy.
Go on.
I'm just dyslexic.
Aluminium. Report after. Repeat after.
Aluminium. There we go. I did it.
Hey.
I did it.
Did it.
One time.
Aluminium. Okay, cool. I figured looking at the fusion picture you sent me. Looks fun. Looks fun.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to talking about
I
it.
don't know if I sent you the last one. Oh, I didn't. Here. I'll keep going. I'll send you the sexy new ones with some real colors. Yeah, so that's fun. I mean, it's like an exciting new thing that we haven't really like dabbled into, and I've never really seen anybody do it. I'm actually struggling as to what to call it right now, which is interesting. Like, anyway, too much behind the scenes, but
Product naming's the worst. I hate it.
Ricky was like, just throw it into GPT. And I was like, honestly, it's like the worst at naming things. Like I've tried to name things with it. And it's like a nuance that humans are just like definitely better at understanding still. Like,
Yeah, I've had some successful. I haven't named any of my own products, but I've named other people's products. And
I renamed them.
no, as in products that I'm assisting in the development of. I've had some successful naming. Like, honestly, I don't think I've used GPT's names, but it's been very helpful as like a brainstorming. Like, oh, that's horrible, 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 horrible. Oh, that's kind of got legs. Let's explore stuff, words like that, and then just bouncing ideas around helps find.
For sure.
Because it's so good at categorization. It's like, give me 5-letter words with this theme, blah, blah, blah. I need a single word for this product name. Give me blah, 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 blah. And then it's like,
yeah, that's true.
Blasts off a million.
Right.
Things. So as long as you give it some direction.
It does honestly feel like word salad so often, though, where it's just like, all right, take this list of adjectives and put them in this list and like mash. And it's like most of them are just junk, which I suppose humans can do the same way.
Yeah, so most of it's junk, for sure.
We've buried the lead, but we're trying out the live stream of the show, and we have our first live chat from Eric.
A chat?
Which is available, yeah. Can you see the chat on the side?
No, I don't get to see the chat.
Are you serious?
Sorry, Eric.
Send a message.
Oh, hang on, maybe. Hey, no, I can see it. Yeah.
Available if you're a Patreon member. We're going to try it out.
Can't hear this live, Justin.
Well, you will hear it.
Run to your computer now.
You have to make your tomorrow's coffee today.
Well, now I can slurp into someone else's ears. Excellent. Sorry, Eric.
Don't you always? Don't we always? I've had a whole extra cappuccino than normal today, so I'm a little bit vibrating.
I thought you were a bit jazzed up. Yeah, nice.
What's up with you?
Good week. I was driving home, chatting to Susie yesterday, Arvo, Thursday, so the end of my week technically, 5:30 p.m. And I was reflecting on why the hell I was in such a better mood than normal. I was like, well, the bank balance is on target for the week.
Always.
Bank
That's
balance.
always why. Yeah.
And I had some great customer interactions yesterday. And quotes are converting this week, seemingly. And I've delegated a whole lot of design work to John. So, yeah, things worked well this week, which is nice.
It's lovely.
For a change. How great.
I like your
win.
white set of parts.
Oh, yeah, the white set.
Your white shelves.
Doing stuff like that, getting up early, shooting videos, photos, 5 a.m. I tend to find pretty invigorating and rewarding sort of work, so that all feeds into it. And yeah, it's school holidays here, but Laura's bearing the brunt of the kid wrangling, and I'm sort of maximizing the time, not having to do any school drop-offs or pickups. So I'm kind of getting a fuller week than normal, more early mornings than normal. And yeah, I think all of that just feeds into a betterness, work-wise at least.
It's amazing when you get those, like, having our kid in daycare has been, it's like easy to forget that that's happening, but then also, like, I still have this moment of, like, I can just be at work all day today, you know, like,
yeah,
I don't have to like go somewhere and pick somebody up, and it's pretty nice.
I had a great thing yesterday with a customer. I'd been doing some work on our sort of CRM email marketing stuff briefly. It was a thing on my list of like, I need to think about this better, decide what my plan of attack is, because I'd sent her an email. I sent her like an EDM about our compost lab reports during the week and got good response to it. Anyway, I'll come back to that. But
Yep.
it was on my list of things to do yesterday. It was to think about, how often do I want to send emails? What do I want to send them about? Blah, blah, blah. And in doing my sort of research notes on that, I was like, I should look at abandoned carts. And like, I've got one email automation that follows up on abandoned carts.
Same.
And I've always hated abandoned cart emails that I get from other companies. So I've tried to make mine as sort of slightly entertaining and personal, but it's not amazing. Anyway, I never look in Shopify at like what the status of abandoned carts are, and so I popped my head in there for the first time in ages, and like, it's not actually that many, and but there's one from the weekend that's a nice juicy high. High.
I know. I mentioned this a while back. Nice. There's a request call in, which is
hilarious.
Be the first guest.
There's a juicy like $3,000 abandoned cart from the weekend, and I was like, I should text this guy, follow up, but that feels creepy just to text someone out of the blue and say, hey, I see you're looking at shelves. I have that same feeling,
right? So I saw you were on my website. Do you want to come back and talk to me again?
And then a couple of hours later, I came back to the same tab. I was like, no, come on, Jam, get your shit together. I really should do this. I'll send an email. That'll be less weird.
Yeah.
So I started drafting an email. And then as I was doing that, I was like, hang on, let me just check. He had no orders in Shopify. What? All good?
No, keep going. I'm just thinking.
He had no orders in Shopify. I jumped into Gmail, like searched his name. I was like, there was like an email exchange from 6 years ago where I think he'd bought some crates. Not sure. Couldn't even tell. So I just replied to that 6-year-old email thread and was like, hey, I saw that you're looking at these shelves, just letting you know that's like super easy for us to customize if it wasn't quite right for your space. blah 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 blah, and converted yesterday.
Oh,
We went back and forth on a couple of things. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm keen. Just got to pay school fees next week," and blah blah blah. I was like, "Cool."
yeah.
So
Wow,
I'm going to be
cool.
looking in the abandoned cart the pot more often, I think, and just trying to follow up with actual, real, genuine, like, "Hey, we can help," not automatic
I've had this thought a lot,
nonsense.
and I've thought about, in rougher times of like, oh, we don't have any sales at the moment, and I look at that pretty often, honestly, like
Yeah.
probably once a day.
Oh wow.
Um, and some of it's kind of a habit path, but also some of it's like I like to see if there's problems, I guess.
Yep.
Like somebody had added, 3 of a product to a cart. I'll be like, oh, we only have 2 of those in stock. So I wonder if they need more quantity. And I've thought the same thing. We have one automation, and I've tried to make it similarly, like not off the shelf, but it's still just like pretty basic. And I was thinking, like, I always thought, like, God, it would be so creepy to get something really specific, but also would it be like the highest touch care to be like, well, I don't know. I've never figured out how to turn it into that, where I was thinking you're going to say you did a Loom video, which would have been pretty good actually as a response.
Yeah, maybe it'll turn into that. But I suppose without the context of knowing what they want or why they were looking, I don't think
Right.
Loom's the first step. But maybe you could find a way to do that. I mean, I've had Loom videos from like marketing chumps who are like have allegedly trolled our website and like, "We can offer you blah 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 blah." It's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to watch your Loom video because I can tell it's just like one of those insert name. Like, there's functions in Loom to like insert just the like
Right.
high gem bit, and then the rest of the content's the
Mm-hmm.
name. Blah, blah. I digress. So yeah, Loom could be a good option. I don't know. I just think instead of setting up these like, we have such low order volume, relatively low website traffic. It's totally within my means to like personally deal with these things and actually build genuine connection with
Yeah,
customers rather than them
for
getting
sure.
automated marketing workflows. I mean, the same thing, like every time a customer's order is like ready and I get a ping from Airtable in Slack saying, Rowan's marked this as courier ready or it's about to ship, I pull up the customer's phone number and I text them and say, "Hey,
Oh.
Jem here, your order's shipping today." And
Hmm.
then I've got whether they text me back that day or not, I've then got like this very, genuine personal connection of like, I can follow up. They can follow up
Yep.
with me if they've got any issues. I can ask for a review, like, as like a real human later. I don't know. I'm
Mm-hmm.
really enjoying that sort of high touch
Yep.
personalization at the moment. It seems to be working
I
well.
think I think it makes a huge difference. I was just talking to a friend um, about. I think it's no secret here, but we did IVF to have our child,
Mm.
and we went to a clinic before that that was more large state related, and it was just a terrible experience. And I'm not saying like by no means do we have the money for this like easily in the first place. So we did, one session at the rough place. It just, wasn't good as an experience. It didn't feel like it was going to be successful. So we went to another place that's not state related. And immediately the second place had an ability for us to text somebody at any time. They were like our coordinator. So it was like in the middle of the night, Aaron's stressed out about something or we can't figure there's all these weird timings with like I need to do these shots at this specific time. And
Mm-hmm.
it could literally be like 11 at night and you could just text somebody at any time. It was like a fantastic experience. And I was telling a friend who was going through the same struggle, like how good this other place was, and that exact note, and he was like, "Oh my god, that sounds so great," because like it's so
Yeah.
frustrating at the other place, and I mean, it's related, but it's not that. I just know from the other end of that that it is great to not get a ticket email or have to go through a bot or something and just get somebody right away.
Yeah. I think if you've got the ability to deal with your volume, then I think it's great. Just you're building genuine connections with people. It's nice.
I think there's a lot to, I mean, if you can make this genuine, I've been ruminating a lot on, there's all this new stuff with Shopify and the checkout capabilities with apps and add-ons and things, that there's definitely something maybe you could spin up I could spin up like a some kind of little thing at your checkout that's like, hey, you have questions and this doesn't seem right, text Gem right now. You know, like
Gorbo crawls
instead
up
of it
out of the sidebar, just like
Gorbo's like oh, Gorbo. I don't know. I always try to catch people before they leave the site. Obviously, it's like, it's not easy. And if you have all these pop-ups and things, it's like drives people crazy too. So you got to do it in like the way they want it. And
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that was the other idea that I was exploring, was like, I hadn't heard of them before, but the intent to exit pop-ups, where like somehow it can detect through mouse movements whether they're about to leave. And I was thinking, oh, like that grosses me out, but maybe there's a more genuine way to deal with that as well, of like, you know, if it's on the Kitta builder, say it's like, hey, having trouble? Text Gem.
Right.
It's like, it's just trying to help rather than
you could probably script your own into that, where it's like, because there's all these even built in to themes often in Shopify, you can do like, after a certain amount of time, if they've been sitting with it open for 5 minutes, then show them a very small pop-up that they can delete or minimize.
Okay.
That gives them the option to connect. It's just waiting a certain amount of time. I'm sure the AI knows exactly what to do on that kind of thing. It's been, I mean, I remember using intent to exit pop-ups on Knack like a decade ago, and I don't know that it ever worked. It probably just annoyed people at the time, you know. I don't doing those now because I find them to be so annoying.
Yeah. Anyway, interesting to explore and see if there's genuine ways of using these things. But yeah. So all in all, good week. Good week. Yep. It's just nice to go into the weekend with like less concern.
Comfort.
Yeah, less stress.
It's nice to have less concern.
Yes. Bebop.
Yeah. Yes. I'll try this. There you go. We can show clips on the stream. I don't know if this will go into the recording or not, but you're going to get us laughing at the live chat and
no context.
Have to go watch it yourself.
Why haven't we like prompted AI to make a Lego Gorbo yet is more the question, I think.
It's because I'm out of Sim Theory credits still.
Oh yeah. I know a Lego designer in Denmark. Maybe she can spin it up for us.
Brick maker. Ooh, Gorbo the Lego. You might get sued. Can you get sued for knocking off somebody else's AI creation that's a knockoff of a giant company?
I was asking my Lego designer friend recently, actually, like because I was curious, like how much of their work is, because she designs new sets, like how much of her job is CAD versus just like actually playing with Lego on her desk. And she's like, yeah, it's kind of 50-50, like do all the prep work in CAD in their like proprietary Lego builder CAD, and then generate a parts list of what she wants, and then sends it to the robots and like goes downstairs and it's all been dispensed through the automatic dispensing machine. She picks up her parts, goes
so
back
it works
up to her
for Lego
desk.
proper.
Yeah, she works at Lego.
Oh my God. That's wild.
Picks up all their like prototyping order and then goes back up to a desk and just like fiddle, 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 test, test, test. You know, pretty cool.
That sounds delightful.
Does sound delightful, doesn't it? Sounds really fun.
Now I want it to like be delivered on a little drone or like did you guys, I'm sure you have like the banks when I was growing up. I don't think they use them anymore. I had those like pneumatic tubes that you could like shoot something over to the
I
drive-through.
love those things.
God, I want that. That'd be like the greatest find from like a surplus auction is like just everything but the tubes. You need to connect everything and you just bring your own tubes and you just use them in the shop. Oh, that'd be so good. Jim, here's a new end cap design.
Oh, fuck. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, love it.
Can you imagine the noise coming to you? That'd be so good. You'd like hear it coming from so far away. Woo! It's exciting.
Mm-hmm. Dream shop. Speaking of dream shops, my little robot vac that I brought back to life recently, resurrected. I think it was happily retired in a box, and then I brought it back to life, and it's probably complaining now because it's been brought to work as a full-time workshop bot. But I've only let it loose in the shop proper a couple of times which you know it's like 400 square meters, and we don't sweep under our benches enough to allow a robo-vac to be loose at all times, I don't think. And the few times I put it out there, it's like it's just either got lost or just minced up and tangled in something within 10 minutes.
Yep.
But I do very much like the idea of having full-time robo bot out there. But what made me think of that was yesterday I was going to hot glue a webcam and a battery pack to its head, so I could like drive it around as a little
you can drive it.
sentry. Yeah.
Mine's got AI. It just does its own thing.
Yeah, does this thing. I still think you got a great deal on that RoboVac.
I still cannot believe I actually filmed a little video replacing the parts and then never made anything about it, but it's been 2 years and I replaced the brush, the HEPA filter, and the little sweeper things in the front, but otherwise it just continues to run. I added a air tag to it because we lose it somewhere in the shop every once in a while. It like gets stuck in a weird place. Yeah. And you know what's interesting is there's like an incentive. I mean, just Ricky and I. So it's like there's an incentive to like keep it clean enough that it doesn't get stuck places or that it will do all of its cleaning. So you like end up with cleaner shop in the first place. It's like cleaning for the cleaner, right?
Yeah.
Like if you've ever had a cleaner or seen somebody that has, you got to clean up so they can clean.
Yeah. Yeah. Never had a cleaner, but I've thought about the cleaning for the cleaner bit of that process. Definitely.
Yeah.
Like we can't possibly have a cleaner because of how much work we'd have to do first.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, it's for the $270 I spent on it. It just blows my mind how much time, like even just the satisfaction of like it's still, I just come in and it just feels clean, like every morning. Or it's still kind of finishing its little thing, and I'm like, hey, Chippy. And it's just like,
Chippy. You got new blue tool holders.
Do. Hold on. They are being powdered at the moment and then baked. I think they're probably done right now, actually.
Powdered, dusting their noses.
Ran a couple polls because I had some thoughts on which colors I thought might be. People that might buy it might have an answer. And blue is by far the most popular in a couple different settings. So we now have blue and the original gray. And we are working on the Cat 40 version, which has been teased for probably a year at least. And had a person write in, they're like, are you ever going to make these? And I was like, I have prototypes. So we're getting one powder coated and We shall probably have those out soon. Honestly, the thing holding it up is I literally just have to make the insert that's printed to go inside the top hole, and like when I tried to scale it in Fusion from the ISO 30 size, it just destroyed itself, and I never got back to fixing it because it's like, just hard enough where I'm like, I'm gonna have to start over on that, and just, Yep.
And you've got, did I see you've got like mounting boards coming as well for these things?
Oh, that was the same. That's the person that spurred me to
Right. Yeah.
finally move on the Cat 40 version. They ordered those. I did get a steal on a version of that. I don't think I posted that anywhere. I got it for like $60 locally. It's like a whole wall of it. Those little like, they're bent sheet metal powder coated products that you can mount on the wall and then rearrange French cleat type stuff on it. Like all of our tool holder holders fit on those.
Oh, that's just
We
off
put
the shelf.
product bins. Yeah, we don't make those.
Cool.
Because you'd need like a giant die stamping press to do it efficiently, probably, and we don't have the scale for that.
Cool.
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh, I did. We kind of chatted about this earlier in the week, but I found the limit of my MacBook. It's been progressively running worse and worse. And I was starting to have little fantasies of a new computer, and I was like, no, it's not that old. Come on, it's crazy. And chatting to you about it, and you pointed out that there's like that Windows server thing that seems to be eating a lot of CPU, and I went digging on that, and then realized that my Windows server was eating like 40 to 60%, sometimes up to 80% of my CPU.
Yep.
And
mine's at 40% right now.
Worked out that if I didn't run 8 separate desktops, 6 of which were on a 4K monitor, that the computer worked just fine.
So what I've always had to, it seems like I get too many windows open. I only have 2 normal, I think one's 4K. I don't even know. They're not great monitors. And, I get a million tabs, windows, things open, and I just basically have to restart for that Windows server thing to go away. Did you find some other solution to getting it to lower its usage?
Yeah, so I stopped maximizing Windows, like the little green button. I stopped doing that.
Yeah, I don't really do that. Yeah.
You don't do that? Cool. I've always done that. Like I've had like maximized windows each to their own desktop, so I can just like swipe between stuff. So I stopped doing that, and that was the main thing, honestly. Like, I had like 6 to 8 maximized windows as individual desktops, but at least 4 on the top screen, 3 on the bottom screen, and that was
interesting.
Without restarts or anything, I just updated all of that, and it seemed way more functional and pinging again.
Yeah.
So yeah,
interesting.
Some progress. But the other thing I was going to say was that just to follow up on my comment before about the compost thing. So I had a technician at Melbourne Uni just called me out of the blue, because people can do that now. Saying, I've seen you guys are doing like some sawdust composting work, blah, 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 and he just wanted to have a chat about it. So we had a good chat. I was like, oh yeah, I've got a lab test report, which I've never published. Anyway, as I was writing an email to him, sending him a copy of the lab report, I was like, hang on, I should just put this on our website so people can reference it.
Aha. Right.
So I got the robots to summarize the report and just published it as a blog post. And then the next day thought, oh yeah, I'll share that via email as well. So I did that and got some nice responses. It was nice to send a completely unsalesy email. It was just purely sharing stuff we'd been exploring. And I was driving to an appointment a couple of days ago, and my phone rang again, unknown number. Like, oh damn, it's David. It's David from Sydney. I bought some shelves from you a year ago. I was like, hello, David. Anyway, it turns out this dude is like a composting guru,
Hmm.
highly experienced environmental scientist, blah blah blah, like credentials galore. And we just had like a half an hour chat about composting sawdust and all the different ways we could do it and what we needed to add into it and blah blah blah. It was great.
Wild.
So bloody win. So he'd received my marketing email because he was an existing customer, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, winner.
That's cool. So
Um,
give us the I mean, obviously we can go read it. We'll find a link, but what's the synopsis?
the synopsis is that it's, well, based on our tests, it's viable to compost plywood that is full of urea formaldehyde glue, and it's possible to safely cold compost it and have all the nasties kind of break down into like safe
Interesting.
inert compounds. So that's yeah. When we did like 18 months to 2 years cold composting process just with kitchen scraps and coffee grinds and stuff, and had it lab tested after that period. And yeah, all the nasties were gone. The bugs, the critters had done their thing.
Did you add any like bugs other than just whatever lovely
Good.
fauna you have there?
I have done, not to that batch, but I've seeded it with, what's it called, the mushroom stuff, I'm gonna blank on the name.
Shrooms.
Shrooms. I've seeded it with shrooms. I've seeded it, yeah, I have seeded it with like fungi starter, to try and accelerate the breakdown. We also do like an annual plant of green manure, which is basically just like seeds, wheat and radishes and stuff that then get turned back into the soil. Nebraskan farmer boy is nodding. He knows what green manure is.
Yeah. Spread it everywhere.
Yeah. So yeah, look, we haven't. It's been back burner project for a while now because we just ran out of space, basically.
Yeah. Sure.
So, don't know.
Even you can't
Something
keep
I'd like
all
to
of
get back
your
to.
sawdust into compost on your site. Why not? Can only imagine. Not you guys go through.
But
Cool. That's really great. I mean, I would love to see other people like replicate this in a lot of other places. I mean, this is like, not to be a marketing guru gross, but like if you make some videos, it could go pretty big, you know, that you're doing this kind of thing and just walking through it in like a little actual like 3-minute video on YouTube, and then say, oh, we figured out this is pretty safe, and
yeah,
leads
YouTube,
people back to
hey,
your business.
you're already always encouraging me to make YouTube videos, and I have great intentions, and I never
I just
do.
need things to watch, Jim. I'm running out of YouTube, honestly.
I'll dress up as Marcus for you and make some fan fiction.
Marcus. You're Gorbos. Holy shit. What did you make this with?
Flux.
So good. Oh, God, I need those credits back. Eric, you need to make this. Yeah, that guy would actually probably buy them. He sells a lot of merch. If you hook him up, make him Lego. Business deals here.
Who would? Who's making? Emailing my Lego client. Thanks, Eric.
The Gorbo guy on TikTok. If you click on his TikTok,
oh right,
his primary income is through merch of Gorbo, all of his stuff, I guess. I don't know. Multimedia
excellent.
Multimedia artist out of Portland. I could meet this person.
Guest.
Maybe he can make me into his world.
Sorry,
Everybody wants to see that, right?
I didn't make that with Flux. Flux rejected my request, and so I crawled back to the new OpenAI model, image gen model.
Oh. It's pretty good. Pretty good, man.
Okay, we digress. International.
I've
Oh,
got
the
an
other
update
thing.
on
Yeah, tell,
vacuums real quick.
please.
Basically the same quality that I bought, which was used very good on Amazon, is $195 right now for the same vacuum we have at the shop, or new for 300. But I have 2 used ones, and they're pretty good.
Hang on, you're talking about Chippy?
That's right.
Chippy does not ship to Australia. Damn it.
I can ship you one. You just have to probably I don't know, do something with your plugs, right? Fry it real quick. With your high voltage.
Cool. Chippy Shark.
Does not ship to Australia.
I was going to tell you something. Speaking of international transfers,
Money.
No,
Oh, you had a visitor.
people had a shop visitor. Yeah, had an international.
Oh, we both
visitor.
had visitors.
Oh yeah. Mine was called Adam. He's from New Zealand. He listens to the show. Hi, Adam. And
Adam.
it was spooky chatting to someone who I got the gist to listen to a lot of episodes of this. And so as you're describing something, it's like, you probably already know this, don't you? But that's right. We'll just have normal conversation like normal people. Anyway, it was great. It's nice. It's always nice to have people through the shop. And I think my takeaway, other than meeting Adam, which was great,
Mm-hmm.
it was part of the reason for sort of ending the week on a more buoyant note, because whenever I have people through, whether they're international or not, or whether they're just someone from down the road, having that external perspective is great. It's just like someone else seeing your shop, what you're doing for the first time, and it's just getting that external perspective is super valuable. I think just as like, oh yeah, we have built something kind of good.
Yeah,
We are doing
absolutely.
some things right. Being able to chat ideas, and yeah, it's nice, positive vibes.
Right. I also had a visitor, I think like the same time frame basically, of somebody that was visiting from out of town. I think also listens to this, which was interesting. As we walked into the office, and he's like, "This is where you record the show," and I was like, "Yeah, welcome to my crazy little office." But it was same good conversation. Weirdly had a connection between you and I as well with a project we both sort of did at different times with this one person that we will keep referring to apparently forever. I don't know if I've mentioned it too much here, but I've been kind of leaning more into that, like both having through our training stuff and then people asking either to come visit or check us out, or they're in town, or I'm going to different shops and like seeing how either our products are doing, or like if I can help them with something, not even necessarily in like a sales way, but it's just like I always go back to that idea of like dating yourself with the creative. I always forget her name, that lady that was a dancer we've talked about a few times, that I just kind of always need this like rejuvenation of seeing, even having people here. It's a little, it's not the same, but at least you see it in a different, you see yourself and your place in a different way through their eyes. But I've really enjoyed going to check out other people's shops too. And I want to keep doing that as well.
Yeah, seeing other people's shops is something I don't do enough of. I mean, I've always really wanted to come and do a tour of the States and visit all the people I've met online, like you, and others.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't doing that anytime soon. But
Wait till next decade.
Yeah.
If we're still here.
It's definitely that super value. Last mini shop tour I did in Sydney with So What, who are like basically competitors of ours, friendly competitors, in the sense that we make sort of similar products to a similar market. It was great, really nice. Just having a chat, talking about shared challenges, seeing other people's setups. It's like, yeah, What I don't do and would like to do is spend more time in that context. It's like how the Johns talk about like wanting to be a fly on the wall or just like shadow each other in each other's shops. Like I would love to do that too. Just like
Right.
spend more time, hang out, get to soak up more of it. Not in just like a rushed conversation, but actually let it sink in. Yeah.
I might actually have that happening with a friend who's got his own business. I think he might listen to this too. But he's kind of in this weird place where he's got to waste some time intentionally. It's hard to describe, but he was like, I've really wanted to like learn how to run a mill. Can I like come help? And I'm like, you are in a lot of ways way overqualified for this, but like, sure, that sounds fun. I always go back to the 2 second lean dude. I don't remember his name at the moment, but he was kind of my entry point into lean in a certain way. Not a huge fan of him anymore for his other policies, but he would talk about offering tours and bringing people in to do tours of Fast Cap. That's the name of the company.
Paul
and
Akers.
that he got that. And he got that from the Japanese, from either visiting them or them coming over to his shop, I want to say. And I don't really remember his connection with Japanese people, but he would talk about that quite a bit. And I think about that too. And I've told, different employees and Ricky, like, we want this place to always be kind of like a backdrop for being able to make content easily, because that's how part of our marketing, part of how we, do things, as well as at any time we want to like have visitors and not feel like, we want it to look good. And it just like the cleaning for the robot, it's like, it keeps things clean. And luckily, we're already pretty cleanly, I guess. It feels good to me anyway.
Yeah. I always find that a bit overwhelming, trying to keep our shop visitor ready. But yeah, I don't know, it's all a scale, right? It's just a sliding scale of standards.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be cool to sort of always see it through those eyes and have it at that point all the time. I would like that, but I find it hard to sort of rationalize or justify that time.
No, yeah. I mean,
input,
I think it's all relative to like what's important.
Yeah.
Part of that too is just like we have just a pretty small shop for all we're trying to cram into it. So if it's not clean and tidy, it looks insane. It's like,
well, yeah, and the tighter the space, the more important it is to function well, to keep stuff
right.
run well.
Yep.
Yeah.
I keep reading your Windows Server issues, and I keep thinking, you have a Windows Server? What the hell? Like, what do you do with a Windows Server? Get that out of there.
Yeah, Laura was asking me some Windows question the other day about how to do something. I was like, honestly, I don't remember. It's been enough years now that
I don't either.
Been out of the ecosystem that can't help you. I'm sorry.
My experience with Windows anymore is our shipping computer that kind of never has problems, is a Dell. My wife's laptop for work at home, she's had multiple of these, I think different brands too, and it absolutely blows my mind how horrible they are at managing their power and heat. It will just run closed,
don't get me
disconnected
started.
From everything but its power source.
Disgusting.
100% power like fan blowing because it's too hot. It's too hot, not doing anything. And I'm just like, throw it in the trash. I don't want that in my house. Like, it's wasting energy. That thing is junk. And there's been multiple of these laptops over like the last 5 years, and they just can't even be off.
I know.
Madness.
Laura's got a high-end, like high spec Surface Pro, like $5,000 computer, and it sits on her desk or even in her bag sometimes, just like, yeah, let's cook. I'm not doing anything, but I'm going to run.
She's got to turn it fully off to go somewhere, and that's the only way it won't kill itself on a car ride across the city. I'm just like, how do you live like this? I don't understand. Kind of on the same note, I said to my friend the other day, I was just holding my phone laying on the floor as my kid was crawling all over me, probably needing to put my phone down. But I was thinking about how crazy it is that all of this is packed into the phone and there's no cooling fans in it. They just, you got a battery, you got a seat, you got all these crazy things happening, and it just doesn't even get that hot, really. You know, like, how does that work? How?
Magic.
They're sealed up. We already got Lego merch. Nice.
I know. Go to the parts department store now and order the Gorbo. Can't even say it.
Gorbo.
Minifig.
So I started laughing earlier. I realized that, have you seen Flight of the Conchords?
Have I?
What is this?
Come on.
I figured. What we basically have a Flight of the Conchords happening right now, where we have our one fan on the live stream.
Eric is Mel.
I've got Eric.
Hi, Mel.
Hey, Mel.
Fantastic.
I'm number one first. Oh, I love that show. I need to catch it again.
Yeah, I need to go back. Amazing.
He's the only one that caught the 20 minutes in advance notice. So if you're a Patreon member, we'll try this again next week.
Well, I'm glad you pushed through and did it, because I was resistant this morning when I'd climbed out of bed and I was half of the way, and
he seemed
Justin
a little,
was like, "We're going to go live in 40 minutes." I was like, "Dude, no, I don't want to."
Now watch this Gorbo thing.
Have to talk.
Quick,
to
I made a
people.
video. I'm like halfway through my day sometimes, and you're like, I don't even want to get up. I get that.
Burp.
Mm-hmm.
Final thought from me is Grasshopper is awesome.
You're kind of potato camming. I can't quite see what that thing is.
Am I?
A stand?
Yeah, it's the other microphone stand. Grasshopper. It's been a long time. Grasshopper has this association for me of pre-children, time on my hands to be creative and noodle around making weird shit in Rhino. Anyway, Laura's working on this art, the sculpture commission at the moment, and maybe had the need to like basically rotoscope video footage and create sort of nested animations in Rhino. And I was like, hold my hat. I used to make animations in Grasshopper. Let me try and remember how I did that. And I spent an evening on the couch, like mucking around with it and pretty much failing. Although in the world of GPT scripts, I can now write, Python scripts with Grasshopper, which is pretty fun. And I spent hours trying to write this, because the thing about making animations in Grasshopper is you need some sort of time function, which Grasshopper now has a timer, which is cool. It never used to 7 years ago when I was doing this, and had to install third-party plugins to do it. Anyway, I scripted up a timer function so I could time frames and sort of sequence things and stuff. It was fun. But interestingly, maybe because Grasshopper is slightly more esoteric or unusual, the robots weren't great at crafting solutions for it. Had to it was a struggle, multi shot, refine.
Right.
And the results weren't still good. I ended up just going to some Grasshopper forum and downloading someone's patch. He'd already done it and worked it all out. I was like, cool. Yeah, that works first time. Funny that. But it was fun to muck around in that space again, briefly. Do love it.
I find Grasshopper incredibly hard to come back to, whether you've made it a week ago or years ago, or you're starting again. It's I think actually just reading code now is easier for me than coming back to Grasshopper for some reason, even though it's visual. I got okay at it in school, but I was never one of the really capable people at it. But now, man, I try every once in a while, and I'll end up making a 6-component thing, and I'm like, ooh, I made it I can slide the slider, and it's that's all I get to anymore. But I find a lot of success. You've done this too, but just using Python scripts straight up in Rhino generated by like AI or something seems to work
fantastic.
better than trying to use Grasshopper scripts with Python.
Yes, I can concur. That's exactly what I found the other night. It's like, whatever the difference is, native Rhino Python works.
Right.
The robots are quite good at crafting it.
They know Python.
Yeah.
They know
and
the
I
snake.
guess maybe it's a more straight up environment. They seem to be more knowledgeable about that than Grasshopper, strangely. Don't know. Interesting.
It's pretty niche, right? Like it was literally in beta for like a decade plus, 15 years. Like like it only came out of
Grasshopper
beta
was.
like 5 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll chuck a link in the show notes to some little animations I made 7 years ago in Grasshopper. I can't believe this is still online. Wow. There you go. Deep from the archives.
Am I quiet to you?
No.
Interesting.
Whisper something in my ear.
Whisper something nice.
I'm super curious what Eric's doing whilst listening to us ramble. What are you doing, Eric?
What are you doing, Mel?
What is this a background task for?
Are you not running your 5-axis? Please say it's not.
I don't even know which Eric we're talking
expensive.
to. You know.
It's gotta be Eric Larson, right?
It's got to.
Yeah. I mean, he's the Lego guy. We'll show you.
Oh,
Good.
he's going to show us. Justin's quiet. Yeah, Justin's audio has gone to crap lately.
Oh, that's what I said. You don't think I'm quiet today?
No, you sound fine to me right now.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, no. If I turn you down to normal volume, actually, you are quiet. I think I've just got you cranked.
Interesting. Showing real strong on my side. Every time we make a show now in Riverside, it auto does chapters and stuff. And the first chapter is always like technical problems and introduction. Like time, it's like issues connecting. Like, there's never not like you guys had problems. No nudes, Eric.
Why would you give him that idea?
You're on a Mac.
Come on. Cold open.
You
with
can't
Gorbo.
upload photos anywhere. We're safe. Oh,
Phew.
I see.
Cool.
Like, that's it. Go watch Gorbo.
Yep. Do it.
And
It's the best.
read about compost.
And order the new Lego minifig. Now available.
just render typed it. Instagram and we can go
Hit
find
the join button. Go on. I dare you. Hit the join button.
it. Join it.
Yeah.
It's Eric. Hey.
What's
Hello.
Hello,
happening?
Eric.
Hey, Jim.
Welcome.
Thanks. Who am I, Mel? Aw.
I think so. And you didn't want a live stream.
Nice to see you live. Wow.
I know.
There you go. Thanks for joining.
How do you share a screen?
Oh, I don't know.
Good
Nope,
question.
That's not it.
I don't know if you can. Screen share? I don't know.
I
If
don't-
there's a lot of limitations
Yeah.
for visitors.
I was going to show you
Browser
the
needs.
Lego that I'm working on, but I can't
Ooh.
let it out in the open because I'll get fired.
Fired from your own company.
Well, fired from my client. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What are you working on?
A Lego. Do you remember the?
No.
Well, Google foo. I'd show you, but I can't because I'm too stupid to figure it out.
And
Meep, meep.
Yeah, I'm working on it in ZBrush right now.
no way. Cool.
Yeah,
You got
which
pretty
I'm
good at
terrible at
ZBrush now,
ZBrush,
right?
but I'm making it work
Oh.
anyway.
No,
Awesome.
it's nice.
It's like my little secret magic trick that nobody's figured out, I think, is like to sculpt in ZBrush and then bring into Fusion, bring a mesh into Fusion, and then process it from some quad mesh to T-splines to B-rep, and then I can export that and then add stuff in SolidWorks because I'm a native SolidWorks guy, and then re-export to Fusion, and then I can cam toolpaths and cut from there.
Sure.
really stupid.
Seamless.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah, it's a very quick
incredibly-
14-step process.
I don't know how anybody would ever knock it off either. I mean,
It's free. Those other
That's right.
surfacing
Is it really?
programs are like $2,500 or something stupid.
Gold.
I've heard. I know shoe designers that use it, but I don't. I suck at mesh things just
Yeah.
altogether.
So do you then make the mold? You then machine the mold, Eric?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
We're getting more into it. We also send stuff off. We have in the past sent stuff to China to get fabricated for production, and then we have a local injection molder here in Chicago that we use to do like production molds. But with the Lego stuff, you end up making a whole lot of parts that you don't want. So like because you try to maximize the amount of real estate on a
Right.
mold and then have tons of cavities that you have 10,000 bright pink Wisconsin Green Bay Packers cheeseheads that you don't want. Stuff like that. So that's why we're working more towards the smaller dedicated baby plas machine and trying to get everything in-house that we can do. But I'm
Yeah, cool.
a little baby. I haven't made anything with side actions or sliders yet, so that's coming up.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
Your machine can do that kind of like. I don't know the words. Side action. You're saying?
Yeah, and we're using the 5-axis already to do like water lines and engrave the side and that kind of stuff, and that's awesome. But like you could do submarine gates that way, like gates that kind of cut themselves off when they eject the parts. But as far as just like, I don't know, knowing how like the tolerances of slides and backer plates and graphite plugs and all kinds of stuff, I don't know much about that. Just YouTubing as usual.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Me, it's where we'll learn. Cool.
I feel
Awesome.
feel bad that I'm the only guy that showed up to your party.
No.
Hey guys,
we
great
invited
party.
it.
Where's the keg?
Yeah.
It's funny. We've been talking about having guests, and I love how it's just this could just be unplanned completely. We'll just throw you in at the end.
Yeah, love it.
It's perfect. Perfect.
Bleep
You should
out
get
your
like
bleep out
Senor
your
Debris
things we gotta bleep
on there
out.
too. He's hilarious. And I messaged him the other day and I was like, everything you post, I understand like less than 15%
Deeply.
of it. And he's like, perfect.
Yeah, it's about right. It's about right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
I got to go pack a van, but lovely to have you join us, Eric. Thank you.
Rock and roll. And I've told you guys before, but you are doing an amazing service and I appreciate both of you immensely.
Thanks,
Same
mate.
here.
Yeah,
Me too.
yeah.
Cheers.
Yep. Cheers, guys.
See ya.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye.
If you want to join the next recording, join the Patreon. Thanks, AI Justin, over and out.